Welcome to NMC News. I am Reshma with the top story of the day. Amid escalating tensions in West Asia, the United States has issued a temporary 30-day waiver allowing Indian refiners to purchase Russian oil. US Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent said the move will help keep oil flowing in global markets and will apply only to Russian oil already stranded at sea, limiting financial gains for Moscow. The waiver will remain valid till April 4, while Washington expects India to increase imports of US energy. Meanwhile, security restrictions have been tightened across the Kashmir Valley amid fears of protests over the killing of Iran's Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei in the recent US-Israel strikes. Authorities intensified curbs ahead of Friday prayers, and normal life in the valley has remained disrupted for the sixth consecutive day. In another development, as Su-30 MKL fighter jet of the Indian Air Force crashed in Assam's Karbi Anglong district during a training mission. The aircraft went down around 60 kilometers from Jorhat, and search operations are currently underway. There is no information yet on the pilots. Meanwhile, the ED conducted raids in Mumbai and Hyderabad in connection with a money laundering investigation against Reliance Power Ltd linked to businessman Anil Ambani. Officials said 10 to 12 locations are being searched with around 15 ED teams involved in the operation. Now it's time for a short break. Stay with us for more updates. Welcome back. Bihar Chief Minister Nitish Kumar has announced his move to the Rajya Sabha, thanking the people of the state for their support. His decision has opened the race for the next Chief Minister, with the BJP likely to stake claim to the post as the single largest party in the alliance. A major cabinet reshuffle is also expected following the development. The Congress has fielded several fresh faces for the Rajya Sabha polls, including Dalit leaders and grassroots workers, in a move aimed at promoting new leadership within the party. While some party members welcomed the decision, others expressed surprise and disappointment over senior leaders being overlooked. In West Bengal, the Election Commission has intensified scrutiny of voter rolls after irregularities surfaced during the special intensive revision process. Officials said over 68 lakh voters are likely to be removed from the rolls, with 5 lakh names already rejected and another 5 lakh absent during hearings. Allegations of AI-generated voter IDs and even dead individuals appearing for verification have also emerged. And in Nepal, initial election results show the Rashtriya Swatantra Party leading in 23 seats, while the Nepali Congress and CPN-UML are ahead in 3 seats each. Vote counting began late Thursday night, and the Election Commission expects final results by Friday night. Now we turn to the shocking news of a brutal, cold-blooded killing of a doctor in Bijnor, Uttar Pradesh. In Uttar Pradesh, a 45-year-old doctor was shot dead inside a private hospital in Bijnor on Thursday evening. Police said the assailant fled the scene on a motorcycle after the attack. The victim, Dr. Rajkumar, ran Sivalla Healthcare Hospital in the Nagina area. It's time for another short break. More news on the other side. Welcome back. In the currency market, the Indian rupee strengthened slightly by 2 paise to 91.62 against the US dollar. The gain followed the US decision to grant India a 30-day waiver to purchase Russian oil, easing pressure on global energy supply. However, weak domestic equities and foreign fund outflows limited the rise. In sports, Sanju Samson is eyeing another match-winning innings in the T20 World Cup final. The informed batter recently scored 97 not out against West Indies and 89 against England in the semi-final, helping India reach the summit class. India will not face New Zealand in the final in Ahmedabad, aiming for a record third T20 World Cup title. And finally, the Delhi government has extended the deadline for film submission for the inaugural International Film Festival Delhi. Filmmakers can now submit entries till March 10, while the festival will be held from March 25 to 31, aiming to position Delhi as a global hub for cinema, art and culture. And that's all in this news bulletin. Stay tuned to NMC News for more updates.